Saraswati Sisukund Bhagwala Borsar welcomes you. Standard 9, Subject Mathematics, Chapter number 5, Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. Friends, in the last lecture we have discussed some point. Let us first of all recap it. We have to discuss the great mathematician Thales, which is considered as a pioneer of geometry. We was discussed in the last lecture. Another we have to discuss that Sarva Sutra, which is the formula used for geometric construction. Third one, we have to discuss the Sri Yantra. Sri Yantra make 9 intermulan isosceles triangle and there are 43 subsidiary triangles in it. We was also talking about Euclid. What Euclid do then? He collected a result and compiled them and made a book, Elements. He also gives the geometric quantity of that and their dimension. That means he told us that solid have a 3 dimension, surface have a 2 dimension, line has a 1 dimension and point has a 0 dimension. So these are dimension. These all questions are asking in your multiple choice based question, true false questions or fill in the blanks type question. So this is very important part which we have discussed in the last lecture. Now let us move further for another important axioms and postulates by Euclid. Now let us move further. We are talking about the book of Elements which is created by Euclid. Now in book 1 Euclid gives 23 definitions. Euclid gives 23 definitions. Some of the definitions are given here. There are 7 definitions are given here. These all definitions are asked in your examination by filling the blanks or for true false or a sentence in one word. The first definition is a point is there which has no part. Point, that is, if I put here point, so there is a no length, no breadth, no height. So that's why we can say that a point is that which has no part. Filling the blanks and we are asked like this one. A point is that which has blank part. The answer is no part. Okay. Another definition of line is given. A line is breathless line. Whenever I draw the line, so it has a length, not a breadth. That's why we can say that a line is blank line. That means a breathless line. Number 3, we have to give that the ends of lines are points. See, whenever I draw the line, this one and this one are always point. This one and this one are always point. Fourth one, a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the point itself. For example, this is the point which is passing through the straight line. So this is called a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. Number 5, a surface is that which has length and breadth only. Surface, that means I draw square or rectangle. So this is the surface. Here you have seen that this is the length and this is the breadth. So a surface is that which has length and breadth only. This will also ask in the exam, filling the blanks like a surface is that which has blank. The answer is length and breadth only. Number 6 says the edges of surface are line. See, this is the surface. Now see, these are edges. So this is also line, this is also line, this is also line and this is also line. So we can say that the edges of a surface are line. And the last one, a plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with straight lines on itself. That is, if we draw a plane, a plane surface, this is the plane surface which lies evenly line with straight lines. See, this is the straight lines, this is also called a straight lines. So straight lines on itself. So these are 7 definitions. You have to remember all the 7 definitions because it is very important important for a short questions. Okay, so these are 7 definitions you have to write in your worksheet. I also given in the worksheet. You have to compulsory write all the things of worksheet and scan it, and you should send me homework in the group. So this is the 7 definition from the 23 definition. This definition is book 1 in the elements. The elements is the book which is compiled by Euclid. Now let us move further for another approach. Now Euclid assumed certain properties which were not true. Friends, remember, whenever we need to prove something, it is called theorem. And here Euclid assumed certain properties which were not true. First of all, axioms. What is axioms? Axioms means self-evident proof. Self-evident proof of any branch of study. That means we need not be to given the proof. So this is called axioms. Another is postulate. What is postulate? Postulate means assumption or a fundamental principle. We have to some assume. We have to assume that, and then we have to prove that. This is called postulate. Then Euclid gives some axioms and some postulates. So let us see the first one, Euclid's axioms. Let us see Euclid's axioms. Euclid gives total 7 axioms. The first axiom is things which are equal to same thing are equal to one another. If you have to see this sentence, then you just think about it. What is this? We cannot understand this sentence. But let us take example, then you will definitely understand this sentence. Here we have to see given that A equal to B and A equal to C. See, things which are equal to same things. Things which are equal to same thing, then they are equal to one another. That means we can say that B equal to C. Okay, once again, things which are equal to same thing. See, A equal to B and A equal to C. So what we can say that B equal to C. Okay, another one is if equal are added to equal. That means 5 plus 3 equal to 8. See, this is the 8 and this is the 8. Then whole are equal. That means, see, 5 plus 3 plus 4. Then 8 plus 4. Both are same. See, 5 plus 3 plus 4, that is 12. 8 plus 4, that is 12. 12 equal to 12. So this is if equal are added to equal, the whole are equal. Another third axiom is if equals are subtracted to equal, the remainders are equal. Okay, same thing. What we have to do then? We have to do that A plus B equal to C. For example, A plus B equal to C. Now, what we have to given that if equals are subtracted to equal, that is both sides we have to subtract some by number. A plus B minus B equal to C minus B. So this is the thing what they have to tell us. If equal are subtracted for equal, the remainder is also equal. Now let us see fourth axioms. Another one is number 4. Things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. That means if I am taking the line AB, which is 5 cm, same PQ, which is 5 cm. If I consign, that means I put on this line and both are equal, then we can say that AB equal to PQ. Okay. Next is the whole is greater than a part. If I can write 1 equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. So we can say that 1 greater than 1 by 3, 1 greater than 2 by 3. Okay, so this is the, if I can write 1 equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, that means 3 parts. So the first whole is always greater than a part. Same thing, a whole always greater than a part. Same thing, thing which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. That if I have x equal to y, then we can say that 2x equal to 2y. Double. See, things which are double. So of the same thing, this is the same thing. If I do the double of both sides, that means this is 2x equal to 2y. Same on the case of half. X equal to y, then we can say that x by 2 is equal to y by 2. See, things which are halves of the same thing, that means x by 2 equal to y by 2 are equal to one another. So these are 7 axioms you need to understand carefully, and you need to write in your notebook also. Now, these are the axioms. What is the axioms? Once again, the axioms mean we need not take a proof, is called axioms. Now, let us move further for Euclid's postulates. Euclid's postulates, or we can say that Euclid's assumption. The first assumption is a straight line may be drawn from any one point to another. That means here there is one point to another point, you make a straight line. Or we can say that two distinct points have passing only on one straight line. That means आप दो पॉइंट में से सिर्फ एक ही लाइन बना सकते हो. ओके. सेकंड वन इज अ टर्मिनेटेड लाइन. टर्मिनेटेड लाइन को यूक्लिड्स लाइन सेगमेंट यूक्लिड्स जो है वो लाइन सेगमेंट के लिए वर्ड यूज करता था टर्मिनेट लाइन. So a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. Next one is a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. That means this is the center, this is also circle, this is we can write any center, any radius. So a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Here, fourth one is all right angle. Right angles means an angle with 90 degree is called right angle. All right angles are equal to one another. That means this is also right angle and this is also same right angle. So both are equal. So all right angles are equal to one another. Once again, straight line may be drawn from any one point to another point, or we can say that from two distinct points, there is only one unique line passing through both points. Another one is a terminating line can be produced indefinitely. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius, and all right angles are equal to one another. These are the four postulates. One is remaining. Let us see the another last postulate. Last postulate is if a straight line falling on a two straight line. That means here we have to given that these two lines. Okay, a straight line falling on a two straight line. This is the falling on a two straight line. Make an interior angle. These are interior angles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These four are interior angles. On the same side, that means this one and this one. Once again, if a straight line falling on a two straight line, make interior angle. There are four interior angles, but if we are talking about same side, so this angle and this angle, same side, if taken together is less than two right angle, then two straight line if produced indefinitely meet on. So if we are called extend this line, they meet here. So the two straight line if produced indefinitely meet on which the sum of angle is less than two right angle. This angle is always less than two right angle. So this is the Euclid's 5 number postulate. So friends, in today's lecture we have to discuss what is axiom. Axioms means we need not take giving a proof is called axioms. Another one is Euclid's postulate. That means this is the assumption. So Euclid's axioms we have to discuss 7 definitions, and same way in Euclid's postulates we have to discuss 5 Euclid's postulates, which is very important for you in your examination. These all axioms and postulates can be asked in your exam in by 1 marks question, like a filling the blank, short question, do as a directed. So it is very important for you guys. Here you have to write all the postulates and axioms in your notebook, and also you have to write questions which are given in your homework question and scan it, and you have to submit in your group also. Here this lecture is over. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.